And I asked it weekly, are you at all concerned about Josh Allen?
And I say every week, yes, I am concerned about Josh Allen. And I pointed out a couple times that this win streak they're on that's gone since November has been carried by their run game offensively and their defense. And Josh Allen has played okay football. I mean, he made some spectacular throws, but he's also made so many just mind-numbingly horrible turnovers that you just kind of shake your head thinking every week it happens, you think it's not going to happen next week. There's no way it can happen next week. He's just, it was the elbow injury. It was whatever. He'll move past this. And he has not moved past this. We're like 10 weeks into this, and he keeps making these little mistakes. And it's really, yes. So, yes, I'm minorly concerned about Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think minor is the operative word because they find ways to win. They have so many talented players. Even if he makes mistakes, he just will throw bombs to Gabe Davis and Steph Diggs, and they make plays down the field. And I give the Dolphins a lot of credit, at least initially, in that they were playing, as Tony Romo described, a lot of cover one and a lot of cover zero, which is basically man coverage on the outside, and trying to get after Josh Allen, trying to force him to make mistakes, and then trusting their cornerbacks. And Xavier Howard at times had a tough afternoon. I didn't chart every single play, but I know a lot of times, several times Steph Diggs got behind him and made plays. But they also were in position to get those turnovers. Trying to think, the second one was a breakup with Cole Beasley. The first one, what happened in the first interception? Do you remember? I can't remember.
One of them was deflected.
The second one was deflected, I think. The first one,
the first one was just he threw it up and the defender just caught it, made a good play on it.
Yeah. So that was all on Josh Allen. But all that said, you still have Josh Allen, and he came into this game, Breech. Oh, there's Brison. Brinson's back. He came into this game, and he had 14 touchdowns in the postseason and just one interception. And that changed right quick. So, Brison, I'll ask you what I asked Breech. Are you at all concerned about Josh Allen over the next few weeks?
I am. I thought that the last timeline here, but basically Josh Allen went from the guy who was mocked by analytics community, this big breakout, and now it feels like he's a little loosey-goosey. It feels like he's harnessed his powers, and so he's sort of like playing it like a little loose. You know what I'm saying? Like when he takes off running, he's like holding the ball like Shady McCoy back in the day.
Shady McCoy.
Shady be rocking that thing like a breadbasket, looping it up and down. And Josh Allen is, it's almost like it's the stuff that Mahomes does. It's like a one-upsmanship or something. I don't know. He just feels a little too loose with the ball. And you saw, I mean, there were several times where, and I don't think all the interceptions were his fault. I mean, Cole Beasley coughed one up, but man.
By the way, I'm glad you brought that up because someone just pointed out in the comments. The first one was a bomb to John Brown, Breech. I forgot about that. John Brown ran the wrong route.
Yeah, but
so that wasn't on John Brown necessarily. It was just an arm punt that maybe Steph Diggs catches. But let me ask you this, Brison. So
I don't know.
John Brown
stopping mattered in that play.
Well, let me ask you, on the tail end of that play, Josh Allen was either pissed at himself or at Josh Brown and tried to scrap the Christian Wilkins. And Christian Wilkins said, look, I'm not going to do anything, but if you keep slapping me in the face, I'm going to push you down. I was talking to Christian Wilkins actually trying to block him after Josh Allen decided that he was going to try to make this a thing.
Richard Sherman tweeted out that he's like Christian Wilkins blocked that man the most polite way you could block a man on a football field, where you, because you don't want to, you don't be Wilkins get called for a flag and because you're throwing a quarterback down. Yeah, look, Josh Allen's a supreme talent. It just feels like he. I don't know. Maybe the Bills are pressing a little bit. Is what it feels like, or they took this game too easy. That's sort of what I felt like. It's like they came out and looked sharp immediately, and they do this kind of frequently. I feel like.
Let me ask you this though: who else was pressing besides Josh Allen? Though everyone else seemed okay.
No, I mean, there were drops by the Bills.
Who?
I mean, there were multiple balls scraping the ground that were drops or great throws. Steph Diggs. I mean, there were a lot of close calls in this game. Steph Diggs had the one where it was like you're watching, you're like, that's a touchdown, and then you see the replay and you're like, okay, left foot down, but he didn't have total control. There was the Dawson Knox one where he scraped the ground in the end zone.
Yeah, but those weren't people not showing up. I felt like Josh Allen was pressing more than anyone. I'm legitimately trying to remember.
I think Josh Allen's pressing. I think Josh Allen views this as in the AFC, there are the Bengals and the Chiefs. In the NFC, maybe the Eagles come out, maybe the Niners come out, but neither of those teams is favored over the Bills. I think the Bills are. I think Josh Allen's pressing, knowing that this is a real opportunity to win a Super Bowl. And
how much of it is the elbow?
No, I think it's almost fine.
Dr. Breech, do you think his elbow's fine?
I mean, I don't know if it's 100%. There's just throws every week that it just. He makes awesome throws. He started the game on the first possession with an awesome throw, but then there are also others where you're like, is this the same guy? And it just, I don't know. It just, but he's still Josh Allen. He still makes big plays a lot. And
so you know, if you record like a sound, if you record something, right, and there's sometimes the sound is low and sometimes the sound is high. It's like a wide variance. For the last year and a half, it felt like Josh Allen's variance was very like he narrowed the variance down, and now it feels like his variance has grown substantially. Where we're going to get these really peak throws, but we might get some stuff in the next couple of weeks that could really flip a football game and change whether or not the Bills win the Super Bowl.
No, I think we all agree with that. I mean, that's why we've been starting every conversation about the Bills in maybe the last 6 weeks with, okay, how do you guys feel about Josh Allen? I think like the concern beyond Josh Allen, maybe the injuries on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know. Like I don't have a ton of concerns because when Josh Allen's clicking, it doesn't really matter. I think on paper, they match up as well as you noted, Brison, with every other team, including the Chiefs in the AFC and the NFC. But right now it feels like, and look, Patrick Mahomes has made some loose throws in recent weeks as well, but I don't have the concerns I have with Mahomes as I do with Josh Allen. And again, maybe some of that's elbow, maybe some of that's just Josh Allen pressing or whatever. But I will say this, had they lost this game, that would have been 5 billion times worse than had the Ravens found a way to win that game, Breech.
Yeah. And you know, people look at the score, but this was on Josh Allen. I mean, the reason the Dolphins stayed in this game was because Josh Allen was turning the ball over. I mean, the fumble return for a touchdown that Miami got was a game changer that absolutely kept them in it because that gave them the lead in the second half. The Dolphins only put up 231 yards of total offense, and they scored 31 points. You want to know how rare that is? That is the second highest point total in playoff history for the team that didn't get at least 235 yards of offense. So we are talking unprecedented numbers here, and that really shows you how much those turnovers did keep the Dolphins in the game. But, you know, as much as but it's still, you know, Josh Allen might come out and throw for 450 yards against the Bengals next week. So I don't think it's like a huge concern, but obviously you don't want him throwing these interceptions anymore and looking like 2017 Josh Allen with loosey-goosey ball and losing those fumbles that you can't afford to lose.